Hello YouTube, today we're in Greece. It is really hot in Greece right now. My 4-day trip to Greece started with a visit to the archaeological site of ancient Nemea. According to Greek mythology, this is where Hercules completed the first of the 12 labors by slaying the monstrous Nemean lion that was terrorizing the nearby hills. A sacred sanctuary dedicated to Zeus was built here where people gathered for religious festivals and sport, including an event called the Nemean Games. Many of the artifacts discovered at this large site are displayed in an interesting archaeological museum. Outside the museum is the centerpiece of the sanctuary, the Temple of Zeus. A joint Greek-American team has painstakingly re-erected several of its massive fallen columns. I was surprised how huge the columns were and wondered how they managed to build something so massive all those centuries ago. We moved on to the hilltop archaeological site of Mycenae. It was very hot and dry here. We climbed a hill from the car park to a Bronze Age citadel. The main entrance to it is through the Lion Gate, one of the oldest surviving monumental sculptures in Europe. The defensive walls are huge. According to Greek mythology, the legendary hero Perseus founded the citadel. From the scattered rocks and foundations of buildings, it wasn't easy to figure out what the city used to look like. This is the ruins of an empire. The famous commander of the Trojan army actually lived here. Pretty impressive. During the late Bronze Age, around 1500 BC, this citadel served as the center of the Mycenaean civilization and was famously ruled by King Agamemnon during the Trojan War. It's really windy up here. Most of the remains are from a royal burial ground that had several graves. When they were excavated in the 19th century, a lot of artifacts were discovered. There's a lot to see in the nearby archaeological museum. I learned that the Mycenaean pottery was very varied and was used to store wine, olive oil, and grain. The next day started with a boat trip. Hydra is only a short boat ride away from the mainland and is one of the most elegant islands in Greece. Apart from a few small fire trucks, motor vehicles are completely banned from the island. Transportation relies on foot, water taxis, or the donkeys that hold luggage and goods from the port. This makes the island an incredibly peaceful and quiet place. Thanks to the strict building laws, the hills and harbour area have changed little from the late 18th century. In addition to donkeys, we also discovered a lot of sleepy cats. But my favourite memory of the day was the beautiful view from the boat as we cruised back to the mainland in the early evening sunshine. We started our third day with a walk to the archaeological site of Tiryns. This Bronze Age fortress is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Ancient Greeks believed the mythical Cyclops constructed the huge walls because the stones were too large for human hands to move. In Greek mythology, Hercules lived here while fulfilling his 12 labors. This hill was first inhabited in the Neolithic period, but reached its peak around 1400 BC. It once housed a royal palace with intricate fresco decorations. Despite the heat, we got a lot of exercise as we climbed to the historic coastal town of Nafplion. This town served as the first capital of modern Greece from 1823 to 1834. The Palamidi Fortress is accessed by climbing 800 stone steps. I didn't count them all, but I can confirm it's pretty hard work climbing them. If you're scared of heights, don't look over the edge. The path is really steep. Across from us was the fortress of Acropolis, the oldest fortification in the city, with foundations that date back to the Bronze Age. We finally reached the top and were rewarded with breathtaking views over the Argolic Gulf and the town below. What a spectacular end to a difficult climb. For our final day, we visited a very special place.
We're gonna go to a monument first, and then I think also going to an olive farm.
The Ancient Theatre of Epidaurus may be the best preserved ancient Greek theatre in existence. It is famous for its incredible acoustics. If you whisper in the center of the stage, the sound can still be heard clearly by the spectators sitting all the way up in the highest row of the 14,000-seat stadium. The theatre was built so that the patients at a nearby ancient hospital could watch plays. The resident priests believed that healing required a balance of mind, body and soul. To aid recovery, they developed natural medicines and prescribed a program of thermal baths, watching theatrical performances, listening to music, and exercising in the nearby gymnasium. Patients traveled from across the Mediterranean, seeking miracle cures from the gods. There's a well-preserved athletics arena with visible starting blocks and grandstands. At lunchtime, we called it in at an olive farm.
On October starts the new harvesting time. The fruits on October are green and ripe. Later, by the ripeness, they are red. Maximum of ripeness on January, they will be total black. Around the world, there are 600 different varieties. Here in Greece, we have 120. Filling nets under the trees and around. And with this one, we do that to pick up the fruits. Not heat it, not like this, not vibrate it.
Having learned about the farming process, we were given a tour of the equipment used to extract and purify the oil. It was quite a complicated process.
But the best olive oil is the fresh olive oil. This is my motto.
I can confirm that the oil tasted delicious. On the way back to our hotel, we briefly visited the Arkadiko Bridge. This is the oldest preserved crossable bridge in Europe. It has been in continuous use for over 3,300 years. The stones are wedged tightly together without cement and remain locked in place even today. I really enjoyed my first visit to Greece. The weather was amazing every day, and there were so many interesting historical places to explore. One day, I hope to visit again. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this.